This article is by the New York Times. As bullets ricocheted and bodies fell in the hallways and classrooms at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School last year, Deputy Scott Peterson was outside the building. Instead of storming in after the 19-year-old gunman, he retreated to a safe position. For more than a year after the February 2018 attack in Parkland, Florida, grieving parents have demanded that Mr. Peterson, along with the gunman who killed 17 and injured 17, be held accountable in what would prove to be one of the nation's worst school shootings. On Tuesday, law enforcement responded with a sweeping list of charges that resulted in Mr. Peterson's arrest. His alleged crime, failing to protect the students. America's long history of mass shootings have brought a variety of responses: calls for tighter gun laws, civil lawsuits against companies that manufacture guns and firearm components, collective mourning. But Tuesday's charges represented a highly unusual case of a lawman arrested for failing to save lives. Around Parkland, whose politically engaged students helped launch a national student movement for gun control, there was both surprise and satisfaction. I have no comment except to say rot in hell, Fred Guttenberg, who emerged as an outspoken gun control activist after his daughter Jamie died in the attack. He wrote on Twitter, "You could have saved some of the 17," Mr. Guttenberg added, addressing Mr. Peterson. "You could have saved my daughter. You did not, and then you lied about it, and you deserve the misery coming your way." Mr. Peterson, 56, who had been suspended in the immediate aftermath of the attack and later resigned, faces 11 charges of child neglect, culpable neglection, and perjury. He was booked into the Broward County Jail with a bond of $102,000. The 15-month investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement that led to the charges found that the former Broward County Sheriff's deputy, assigned as a school resource officer to Stoneman Douglas High School, did absolutely nothing to mitigate the shooting. The department's commissioner, Rick Swearingen, said in a statement, "There can be no excuse for his complete inaction, and no question that his inaction cost lives," he said. Officials determined that Mr. Peterson, as well as Sergeant Brian Miller, who was terminated on Tuesday but not charged, neglected their duties. Mr. Peterson was taken into custody after an administrative discipline hearing. The charges were an unusual instance of law enforcement officers being held criminally liable for not protecting the public. Thank you guys for watching. As always, I want to hear what you guys think about this story. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful day. Peace.